Welcome back. This time we'll be talking about the trifecta of Instagram. That's where I'm going to go over how to use Instagram. If you're a beginner, maybe intermediate, right in there. So here we go. Let's start off with part one. A trifecta, for those of you who don't know what that means three parts, right? And some of you may be saying, well, Tristan, what is this awesome shirt you're wearing today? No big logo. Yeah, this is a Realty Group. My friends out in Minnesota, Mike and Long, run this company. So I'll just say Minnesota, something along those lines. So part one is what I call assets. And I'm going to be showing you here on my phone how it looks on Instagram. So this is kind of participating. Break out your phone. Take a look at your Instagram. Take a look at IGTV as I go along with this. You may want to pause this and kind of do what I'm doing at the same time. This will help you out a lot. Part one is assets. So let's go into this. The first part is your feed. Here, you can take a look. This is my account. And over the last 3 months, I've gone from 0 to 21,000 followers. Yes, I've had help, and I will show you how I've done that. Now, this is my feed. This is my personal feed. And I've split this section, this asset section, into two feeds. One, your feed, and the main feed. Here you can find all of the things you've posted over the last few months, over the last year, however long you've been on Instagram. This is your feed. You click it by clicking on that little picture on the bottom right, there you go. And I can choose which accounts I want to go between. Now I have more than 4 accounts. Lab Coat Agents is one of them. This though is my main account. And so this is the one I post off of. The next thing you want to do, there's a little house on the bottom left. If you click on that, see now it's highlighted dark. This is the main feed. These are all the people I'm following. These are all the hashtags I'm following. So if I scroll down, I'm going to see everybody that I follow and the things that they're doing and the hashtags that I follow. For example, there's a Malibu one. See, I follow that hashtag right there. I follow the Malibu hashtag because I'm out here in Malibu. So that's important to me. And so you can follow people or hashtags. And in the same way, those are important to note only because you have to differentiate between your feed, you see the bottom right, and then the main feed. So now that I've gone over that, let's go over stories. Some people are saying, well, how the heck do I go to stories, or how do I even post to stories? It's pretty easy. Go to the main feed, the little house again, bottom left. And you see at the very top, you can see these stories and they scroll along. This is everyone you're following, and you can choose which stories you can follow or click on. Let's take a look at my friend Dean. Click on Dean. It looks like he's going to post something new. As I click through, it'll show me the things that he's been posting on his stories, asks me some questions. Great. And I tagged him on this one, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. And so there you go. Now, if I keep on going, it'll go through everybody that I'm following. I can click, like tap, 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 or I can swipe. And as I swipe, it takes me to the next person. Now, we're going to cross that out. We're going to go back to the main feed with the little house. And here is where you can post to your stories. I'm going to scroll to the left here. Actually, swipe to the right. Swipe to the right. You see, that's my face coming up. And there you go. Now from here, I can choose the bottom here. This is normal. I can shoot a 15-second story and say, hey, everybody, how are you doing? I just have to press down on that circular white button to record. I can go live here, which are some options, right? Or I can do a static post, which is this one, and I can write out something like, have an amazing day. It's all up to you. Now, after that, I can change the color. I can change it to white, black, whatever color I want. I think black looks good. And I can go from classic to modern to neon, typewriter, and so forth. I really like this one. And then I'm going to click next. Then from there, it says new, add gift cards or food order stickers. That's awesome. I don't want to do that right now, but I do want to go ahead and leave that. I'm going to put a little sticker on there. So you see a little sticker on the top, clicked on it, and I'm going to add a mention so I can mention some people. My friend Zach, and I'm going to mention, let's see here, I can mention my friend Myra as well. And so the more people you mention, the more people that will engage with your posts. And this is a story. So let's say I also want to add a little cartoon character. I'm going to put workout just for fun. A little workout, if I could, there we go, workout. And I can see here, I like the little panda. So I'm going to put in the panda, and then I'm going to make him kind of lie down to do sit-ups right in the middle. I think I'm done. Now I'm going to click on, you see the bottom where it says your stories or close friends. Your stories is probably there for all of you. Close friends, you have to actually create that list in here. But for now, click on your story. Now it's going to populate to my story. And now if I click on my profile there, right there, it's going to show up. So let's go to my profile. That's what I recently posted, and there it is. As I let it stay there for longer, and I'll show you, I'm going to click on it again. I'm going to here pause it by putting my finger on it. And you see the bottom left, as soon as I let go, it's going to say how many people have viewed it. There you go. 125 people viewed this, and I posted it 20 minutes ago. I can choose to highlight it. If I go back to it, I can choose to highlight it. I'll put it into my highlight section so that it can live longer than 24 hours. And for some people, that's important. For me, not so much. I'm just doing this just to create more content, and I'm probably not going to have anybody look at this. So I won't highlight it. Now that we covered that, the videos, I'm going to go back here. Let's say I want to go to normal and I want to shoot a quick little video. They're in 15-second increments. So if I would shoot down something here. Hey everyone, hope you're having an awesome day. Make sure to take care of yourself first and you will be fine. So let's say that's my message, and I'm going to go ahead and message something. Hashtag stay strong. And there we go. Perfect. And then now it goes to stories. And now I have made 2 stories. Pretty easy, right? Well, if you want to go live, you can also go live here. Now, I can go live here, and people see it says 11 followers active now. So if I went live right now, I could then probably attract those 11 active followers. But I don't want to go live, so let's shut that one down and then go to the next one. Let's talk about the third part of this. So in assets, we've got feed, then stories, which I showed you, and now IGTV. Now for IGTV, you can go to 2 different places. One is your profile on the bottom right. So here I'm going to click on that. Right here in the middle, you're going to see, it doesn't highlight there, but right in the middle, you have some choices. You have that grid, then you have a little television with a squiggly line, and then you have a little person inside of a frame with the number 2 on mine. We're going to go to the middle one with the squiggly line. There you're going to see my IGTV videos, and those videos are longer than a minute and under 15 minutes. So you can choose to then place a little different screen. You see that graphic that I created, one with LeBron James. Also this one, 5 sources for online leads. You can add whatever you want. Now from here, if you were going to add a video here, you'd have to go to the plus button. So let's go to the plus button and find a video. Let's go to, if I click on video, it's going to record me, but let's go to my library and find, let's say we found a 15-minute video. Let's see if I can find a longer one here so that we can show you how to process this. Here's a 14-minute one. I like this one. Let's click on that 14-minute video. Now, as I click on this 14-minute video, I'm going to click on next and see where it says short video. Share up to 1 minute of your video to your profile and feed, or share the full length video. I want to share the full length video. That's what I want to do. I don't want Instagram to shorten this. So I'm going to click on next, and I'm going to click on the right, whichever one I want. Which one makes me look better here? Something where I'm laughing, or when I'm looking at the camera, or when I'm looking thoughtful. That, you know what, that kind of looks good right there. Well, that one didn't look too good. That one looked much better. There we go. So we can click on next. Now, if I didn't want to use a picture here, I could go to the camera roll and choose a completely different picture. So I've seen people use pictures of, depending on the topic, like I said, LeBron James, you've seen that on mine, and Steve Jobs, or some other graphic that you have that's engaging. So when you click on that, then you type on title, whatever my title is going to be. In this case, it's going to be coaching with Tristan. And then I can describe it. Morning call with Tristan and team. Listen in. Right? So we can do that. Now I can add it to a series. Let's say I've been doing a series of showing people how to do homes, or showing people how to buy homes, or investing, or social media, whatever you want. I only have one series, and that's a Brilliant Tribe. I'm not going to add it to that. And this is really important right here. You see, post a preview. That is important, because what happens is now with right here, you can post a preview to Instagram so that a 60-second clip of this really long video will show on your Instagram feed so that other people can see it. Now, do I want to make it visible on the connected Facebook business page that I have? I don't want to do that. And then what I want to do here is also hashtags. So I usually do about anywhere about 5 to 10 hashtags on this, but the limit is still 30. I would just see, well, what are you doing? I'm coaching, right? Number one, I always do Lab Coat Agents, my own hashtag, which we'll talk about hashtags in a second, and Lab Coat Agents. And we'll throw in one more just for fun, Los Angeles, because I live here, LA County area. And then we're going to post. Now, as soon as I post, it's going to populate into here. Just have to give it a few seconds, and it'll show up here. And then it'll also show up on my IGTV, which is right over here. So there's an app you see on the top right, IGTV, right? This is my IGTV feed of everybody I follow. And over here, I can view my profile. And then the other one's still loading, but I can go take a look at the videos that I've done, right? And that's just what your IGTV looks like. And again, look, again, the 3 sections, the grid to go back to my feed, IGTV, and then anybody who's tagged me on any posts. But that's how it works. So that is what you're looking to do when it comes down to IGTV. Just make sure that you do all those steps, because those are highly important here. So let me come back to you and say that was for part 1 here. So part 2 involves other steps that I call the basics. And this is a lot easier here. Some of you may know this, but let's go back to this here. You see, this is my profile. And in my profile, I've broken it down into 3 things: your bio, business versus personal, and hashtags. So here, your bio, it's important that you write down who you are and what you do. Tristan, that's me, and I'm an entrepreneur. If you're a real estate agent, if you're an insurance agent, whatever you are, you type it in there just to let people know. I chose a TV channel because it's directly connected to my Facebook page. But that's what I chose. And then I explained a little bit as to who I am: an advisor to multiple Fortune 500 companies, top 1% real estate entrepreneur in the US, and CEO of Lab Coat Agents, a community of over 100,000. Now, here's what people confuse a little bit. I always like to put a link to one thing just to not confuse people. I've seen people put a link to a website called Linktree, and then it gives you a lot of choices. I say be very focused and let people know that what your true call to action is. And for me, it's always building my newsletter. Right there you go. If you want to join my newsletter, it's a Brilliant Tribe. I've got 45,000 people on it. And so that's because I continually push it. So whatever that is for you, it could be a listing, it could be a special promotion that you have. I suggest that you do that. Now, part 2, business versus personal. I'm telling you, please go ahead and do your best to go with business, because what happens is when you're doing your business page, you're able to do 2 things that you're not able to do when it comes to your personal. Number 1, you can see all the stats here. Let's go back to our account here. You can see the stats of your account. You press the little sandwich bar on the top right hand right there. You see here you have insights. You can see insights, and it gives you activities. It gives you your audience. But you can see what people took a look at. I mean, that's pretty insane that I got 2,500 eyes on that one. Right? I just posted this one, so it's got 197 views. And then you can go and swipe through everything here. But it's important to understand who your audience is, right? Where they're coming from, New York, Chicago, what average age is, and then women versus men, what days. you're getting more followers and so forth. And that's important. And number two, like I said, you can promote some of these. So let's say I go to this one. You say where it says boost post. I could go ahead and boost this one. And it's 6 easy steps. I want people to visit my profile. Next. I want to choose my audience. I want the system, Instagram, to choose the audience because they know better. Or I just want to, let's say, do something local. I know I've already created this one to more local. Or you can create your own audience. Go to next. And then define, oh, here's the audience. Click next. Budget $30 over 6 days. That's good for me. And then a destination, audience, budget, payment, all set, and I can create the promotion. That's how easy it is if I wanted to go through it. See 6 easy steps, click, and then go through that. That's why business is better than personal. Those are my 2 favorite things. And then hashtags. When it comes to hashtags, we like to post hashtags right on the comments. You see right there. People always ask me, well, how many do you place? Well, I usually do 30. You can do anywhere between 10 and 30. 30 is the max, but we use an app called Hashtags. And you see this little the pink one right there? There we go, pink. That I click it, and let's say, well, I do have Pro on the other one. So it does charge you a year or a month, whichever one you choose. And there's also a free version. Let's say I just posted up an amazing property, luxury property. So I'd put, I tag luxury homes and the generate hashtag, and then would give me all 30 of them that I could choose from. Pretty easy. It's just taking a little while there. But once it populates, then I can just copy paste those and then open up my Instagram and then post it onto my comments right there. And I would just remove that via hashtags and tag my friends. So, but since I already did that, I won't do it again. That's how easy it is to hashtag. And one of the things I recommend when it comes to hashtagging is make sure that you're using popular hashtags, mid-popular hashtags, and also hashtags that are unique to you. How can you tell? Let's just say I'm going to hashtag Malibu. You can see Malibu's got a lot of followers, 5.3 million. And then if I do lab coat agents, that one doesn't have 1 million followers, but it's got quite a few less. Oh, so there you go. Not too many. And then we can do LCA. I know LCA has a lot more. So let's say I want to do LCA, has 263,000 posts. That's also lab coat agents. So I could choose that one and then do one maybe like Tristan. I know won't have a lot. I know Tristan's also a basketball player, but my full name, only 100 plus posts. See, so I mix it up. That's what I like about it. That's how you do it. That's part 2. Now let's go to 3. And part 3 is growth. And this is where I've broken it down also into 3 sections. It's consistency, comments and likes, and third one is you've got to pay to play here. So let's start with consistency and posting. This is part of growth. What I like to tell people when it comes to Instagram, you've got to do at least 4 stories a day and 1 post in your feed. Now, stories over the last years has come a long way. If you look at where stories are now, they're at about close to 700 million stories a day. That's a day, 700 million. So stories are doing so well that LinkedIn has picked it up. And if you look at what TikTok is, in essence, TikTok is pretty much stories just on steroids, right? And that's gaining popularity as well. So when it comes to consistency, make sure that you look at stories in a way where you're telling people a story, telling them what your day looks like, what you're doing throughout that day, whether it's you're at home, you're with your pets, you're with your family, you're showing property, you're working, whatever it is that you're doing. Take a moment to do a little clip, or if you're just going to do a little post and it's written, you can also do it as a static post on stories, right? Just type in a little message like I did earlier and showed you that. Do the same thing. And on your feed, if you don't know what it is that you want to post, I always get inspired by looking at who I'm following. So I'll give you an example. This one's my Instagram feed. I'm going through and I'm like, oh, that's okay. That one's cool. Maybe that one's funny. No, nothing inspiring. This is my friend. No, but look at this. Justin's got a really good one. It doesn't matter how many resources you have. If you don't know how to use them, you will never be enough. I don't know if a W was meant to be there, but that one looked pretty good. And what I do is I keep on scrolling down. That one looks cool. Don't know what responses I get to that one. But I keep on scrolling down until I find one that I like, that I think I can connect with. And this is, remember, this is when I just don't have time to think to create my own. And there we go. This is good. 8 ways to make money in real estate. Now, I really like this one, but it's tagged to this company called SU. So what I do is I take a picture of that right on my phone, and I just did take a picture. I scroll it down. I chop it off. I can chop it off there too, but I want to chop it off to there because I want to have enough space for my logo. I'm done. Save to photos. Now I'm going to go to the app that I use quite a bit. It's called Over. You see that? I go to Over, and as I wait for it to open, I'm going to click on the plus button there, the little plus button. I'm going to go to Images, and I'm going to go to my photos. And in my photos, I'm going to go click on that one. And I'm going to click yes. I'm going to check mark. And now it's ready to go. But I want to edit this. And you see some of the options that I have below is a shape. So I'm going to click on the shape button, and I'm going to choose a rectangular shape. Now I'm going to bring the rectangular shape down and cover up that logo. And then make sure that on the logo, I go to colors. Now I go to next to shapes. You see that I go to colors, and I go to the see-through one right there. Now I'm going to match it to black, or anywhere that's black. Now all of a sudden, that logo is gone, and I click on the little check mark. Now I can bring in my logo. I could go to Images, go to Logos, and because I've saved my logos here, I can go to, let's choose just Tristan and Associates. I can remove the associates the same way I showed you, but in this case, I don't need to because it's at the bottom. Now it's got my logo. I can shrink it because that Tristan's kind of a big Tristan logo there. Tristan's perfect. Check mark it. I'm done. Save it to my desktop. And guess what? I just made, what did that? That didn't take me very long. I go back to Instagram. I'm going to go ahead and post something. There it is. Post it. Easy. And so now this one's going to go to my feed. I'm going to post it directly to my feed. I'm going to click next and type in something good about always making money, something along those lines. Although that sounds kind of maybe too much for me. Always looking for ways to grow sounds much better. And I press OK. It looks good. I do want it to go onto the Tristan account. I can tag people here if I wanted to. I'll tag Sharon. I'll tag Italina. I'll tag, who else? Tara Carter. And then I'll probably tag, Chris Cortazzo, sure. And last one I'll tag is Dean. Perfect. So I tagged all of them. I'm done. And now it'll post. I can share it into it. Now as it's sharing, you can see my feed has interesting people on it as well. That's what happens when you follow Malibu. And so now as I'm scrolling down, I see, well, look, I didn't have, oh, look, Dean already commented, right? Dean's already fire. And I can say, I love it. And that's what happens when you tag people, right? So what you want to do is also add hashtags like I showed you before. So I'm going to go to my hashtag links just to kind of revamp that one and show it to you again. Hashtags link. And this one was 8 ways to make money, right? So in real estate. So let's say money. Let's see what happens when I generate hashtags for money. I'm going to click on that, waiting for it to generate. And there we go. Bitcoin, binary wealth investor. Good. I'll go with that. I don't have time to go through and take a look at what's better or not. I do want to remove the via at hashtags, and I can go ahead and tag more people here if I want. I'll tag Zach and Pavel and Denise. There we go. Now I've got the hashtags. Beautiful. It's set. That's my one post for the day, even though I did 2. But it gives you a clear idea of what to do. Now, when I've got about 5 minutes through the day, let's say I'm going through my feed. And remember, you go through, there's your feed, there's my feed, and there's that IGTV post I did. Right, there you go. It posted. And there's the feed that I follow, everybody that I follow, whether it's hashtags or not. Now I'm going to scroll down, and if it's a sponsored post, I don't want to comment usually. But if it's somebody I'm following like this one, I'm going to Love it. The right one won't leave you feeling lonely in relationships. I'm going to just do a little emoji, and now I commented. Go to the next one. So Brandy actually is my friend, so I'm going to heart it, and I'm going to put that, fire and hearts. So we're going to go down. Marie also is my friend, so I'm going to put little hearts. Awesome. We're going to keep on doing that, and then the more we comment and like, the more people are going to notice that we're commenting and liking. And just make sure that it actually makes sense what you're doing. Don't put fires and hearts on stuff that doesn't make sense. Say, okay, everyone, let's try to all stay friends, but we need to talk about something, the best pizza. I love pizza, right? And now, there you go. Now it makes sense. I'm going to keep on scrolling and doing this for about 5 minutes. Why people lose money. And then I'm going to just put truth. Now you see what I'm doing? What happens is now it starts putting me on people's feeds. Malibu, I don't know this person, but it's a hashtag that I follow. And then I can put this one, right? There we go. Hopefully I spelled awesome right, and I didn't. So you can just delete that and rewrite it. Awesome, right? Put a little heart and put a little explosion. Perfect. And that's what I keep on doing throughout the time that I've invested for this specifically. Now, when I see something that I like this one, I love this one and I want to use it in the future. I'm going to go ahead, take a picture of it, crop it, and I'm going to save this for later because I think I want to post this later or tomorrow. That is an awesome one. I'm going to go ahead and save it to my photos. Now, you see, that's what I mean by comments and likes, and that's part 2. Now, there's part 3. Part 3 is either boosting, ads manager, or shout outs. Now, let's go back to my feed, right? My personal feed. If I go here, like I showed you before, we can go ahead and boost, and we can go through that whole process. I want people to visit my profile so it can grow, and I want to define my audience, or I want it to choose automatically. That's a good budget to start off with. And then again, it's connected. But look what it says. You may not reach your audience if you use an image with so much text. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to make sure that it's a picture of me. And so I probably would use that one. But that's enough for that one. We've done that one before. If you know how to use Ads Manager, you can do this on the back end on Facebook as well. And lastly, shout outs. Here's where I've been able to grow to 21,000 followers thanks to companies like Digital Muse. So if we go to Digital Muse, the creator of Digital Muse is Dean Aguilar. You can see here, Dean's got 311,000 followers, and he's done a very good job of growing. One of the things that he does really well is he has a lot of different Instagram accounts, and those Instagram accounts he's created to be able to help us grow. So he has US followers on them, and he says, well, let me do shout outs. So if we go back to my personal feed and we go to people that have done shout outs for me, I can see here different sections, people that have tagged me, people that have done shout outs. And I'll give you an example of this one, business idea. So you see here, Kaizen Executives is one of his accounts, and he helped me grow my page up to 21,000 followers because he's an influencer, right? And so is this account. See, this account, if I click on it, it has 141,000 followers, and this is probably one of his smaller ones. And I go there, and I see at the bottom where it says, Kaizen Executive, I highly recommend you follow Tristan Ahumada, and that's me, right? And so he put follow this person, which he did, and he had 34 comments, not bad. But more importantly, he had almost 1,800 likes. Just from that one, I probably grew about 200 people in an hour. So you see, you have to go with influencers that, number one, have real followers, not robots. And number two, make sure that it's followers that you want. I know some people want followers that are from all over the world, and some want them just from the US. So just know that you're not always going to get followers from the exact location you want. So when I grew my 21,000, they're from all over the US and some parts of the world as well. And I'm okay with that because we're growing a massive influence here. So just be aware that that's probably the fastest way to grow when you pay for shout outs. You can always do the boosting so people can see your page and then love it if your content is good. But above all, the number one thing that I have to remind you of is really the consistency in posting at least one time to your feed a day and 4 times to your stories and at least 3 times to IGTV a week. When you combine all of those with hashtags and everything that I showed you here, you should be doing pretty amazing, and you'll see your Instagram page grow quite a bit. Any questions you have, feel free to message me, and also take a look at some of the other great videos I've done on Facebook and growth, and you know how to get a hold of me. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Tristan. Have an awesome day.